Perfect. Good girl. Okay, I think we can get started now. Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss, and today we're going to talk about another essential art tool that I think every art studio, art stash needs to have. And I got Steve here with me, my business partner and best friend and husband.
Hi, everybody.
And of course, Rose is here. We'll see how long she lasts sitting here. It's been a while, so we're sort of out of practice. But today's tool we're going to talk about is one you probably already own, but we're going to talk about scissors. Last time we did an essential art tool, I had two really cool ways you could use the tool, and it was all exciting, and I was like, we're talking about scissors. I mean, it cuts things. That's all it does, but that's not all they do. They are really important tools, and if you've seen any of those memes out there, there are so many memes about scissors and women saving and hiding their scissors from people. That is me. I am a scissor protector. If you don't use my scissors the right way, you will be lectured, and we're going to talk about that because that has happened with this particular pair of scissors that I'm going to recommend to you. It got used incorrectly, and I got a little upset at the person who did it. It was my son, and he loves the scissors too, so much so that he stole my scissors and then replaced them with a new pair. So let's talk about scissors. All right, in front of you, you see a selection of scissors and one extra tool that I don't know if many people know about this, so we're going to talk about this little tool as well. I've got here a really cheap pair. This one's around $3, and you get these at Costco in packs of 3, but they're decent scissors. They do pretty good for wrapping paper and, you know, just general cutting. And then this pair of scissors I kind of hold on to as a memento of long years past. Let's see, how old would I have been? This was junior high.
Really?
So probably 7th grade, I would say.
You've had those since then?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
wow.
mom bought me these really good sewing scissors that I protected and took good care of.
Even I know don't use those scissors.
Nobody uses these scissors but me. And they're still going strong. They're not as good. I have better sewing scissors now than these ones that we're not going to talk about because we're here more about paper and art supplies. But I still use these now. I've kind of downgraded them to paper. But yeah, I love these scissors. They're by the brand Wiss, W-I-S-S. I haven't seen that in years. So yeah, those are, okay, let me do the math. So 38 years old, these scissors right here. And they still cut, and they're still some of my favorite scissors. So thanks, Mom. That's quite a good investment, I would say. Okay, but we're here to talk about my new favorite pair of scissors, and let's look at them right here. That's these ones right here. They're by Tim Holtz, and they come with a cover, and you really need to hang on to this cover because they are like stab you sharp at the end. So if you're going to put them into an art bag or have them around pets or just in general in your drawer, you don't want to be digging around in your drawer and end up stabbing yourself with these. So this is part of his Tonic line. These scissors are his 7-inch scissors, and I bought them a while back, and I love them. They work so good. What my favorite use for these scissors is, of course, paper, but they're for fussy cutting. Have you ever heard the phrase fussy cutting?
I've heard you say it, yeah.
So fussy cutting is if you're going to be cutting around something that has intricate details. Maybe you're cutting around a die, a stamp that you did, and you want to add it to a card or to the background of an image you're working on. Fussy cutting scissors are a necessity, and these are so good that my youngest son, who runs his own business, has stolen them many times over and over. So this is actually his pair now. They've been downgraded. I asked him what his favorite use for these scissors were, thinking maybe it was something like with stones or something, but he loves them for cutting electrical tape.
Really? That's what he likes them for.
Yes, because they're absolutely precise, and he needs to he cuts electrical tape to go around stones
okay,
that
so
he
that
is
makes
polishing.
sense.
So he wants scissors that cut exactly right every time and get the exact
So they need to be
dimension.
sharp and precise. That makes more sense.
Right, but still, electrical tape. And I was just like, these are so expensive, I told him, and I can't have you stealing them and using them for things other than fussy cutting paper or cutting paper. And he's like, well, how much were they? And so I looked them up, and they were, these right now they retail for $16.21. And he thought when I was saying they're so expensive that they were going to be like $50 or $100. To me, because I'm so cheap, this $3 pair of scissors, it works fine for a lot of things. But then when I have my special cutting, the $16 pair of scissors was really important to me. So we made a deal. He has adopted these. I stole them back for this video. But he bought me this pair, which I haven't unboxed yet, which I thought we'd unbox together and check them out. They're the 9.5 inch. And they're the same style of scissors, just bigger. See, the handles are the same. Let me show you. So this is the kind of thing I wondered about with these scissors. Do they have the same handles? Because I love these handles. Look, my big hands can fit in here just really nicely and hold very comfortably. So these 9.5 versus the 7 inch, they both have the same handle on them. They both have a nice cover. They're both the titanium shears. They're micro serrated. Let me open up these and let's look at the blade themselves really closely, because that's where these scissors shine. Again, unboxing scissors. I'm like, which pair of scissors should I use to cut this plastic? And you reach for the cheaper ones, you know? Because you don't want to hurt your good scissors cutting
Especially
plastic.
cutting something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so here they are. Look at the difference between the two. You can see really a lot longer. I'm excited about the longer, but I'm worried I'm going to miss this.
That's what I'm wondering too. Yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting here in just a second and see which ones I prefer, because I can always talk him into buying me this pair again too, and then I'll just have 2 pairs.
Yeah.
Oh, they feel so good. Steve, feel that? When you open and shut them, they feel tight.
Yeah.
Like
feels like it's going to do
not
something.
loose. Now try the Scotch ones and see the difference.
Oh, that's all mushy.
Yeah, and then my older ones, how loose they've become over the years.
Yeah, but you can feel that
The
metal
friction,
against metal.
The friction there is still there. Okay, so let's look at the serrated edge, if we can see it. Micro serrated, I believe is what they say. And I'm going to move Rose now because I don't want to accidentally give her a haircut. Yeah, we've already given you a little bit of a haircut today. Oh. You are very beautiful. Yes, let me give you a treat. There you go. Okay, here we go. All right, now I won't have to worry about cutting her. Okay, so here, let's see if you can see. If I bring it up really close, can you see all there's like little lines all along here and all along here. And I'll just move it in the light. There, you could see it on the one blade for a second there. So they're not like serrated like a bread knife.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of serration on here. Oh yeah, maybe on the ends. The other thing that I always look for in a good pair of scissors is that it cuts from the very back of the blade all the way to the tip of the blade in a very consistent, nice cut. So let's test that. I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock here. Oh, here's a little image of the micro serration. See if you can see what they say about it. I'm going to open the blade as far as I can, cut from the bottom all the way to the tip. That did pretty good, but it did make a little, you can see at the end of the cut how it kind of like tore into the paper in the wrong direction. Let's try my good old faithful scissors. They're not even grabbing. Hold on. Oh, that one made a bigger tear at the end. Let's see if these don't tear at the end. Oh, they just like grab the paper. Can you hear the serration? And almost no tear at the end. Very interesting. Let's try my originals now. These have been used for cutting electrical tape, so I'm not expecting them to be as beautifully sharp, but let's see. Oh, they're still sharp, like, and no little tear at the end of the cut. That's very impressive. Like I said, I might have to have him buy me another pair of these so I can have both on hand. Let's do a little fussy cutting, shall we? Alright, so I did the fussy cutting of the little cupcake to see how easily the new scissors versus the old scissors would work for cutting out the shape. And this is a pretty basic shape. It's not as fussy as some that I've done, like if you do a rose with all the tiny little petals. And so yeah, that was a pretty simple fussy cut, and I have to say these scissors won with the fussy cutting. These are heavier and they just feel like you're taking a giant axe to a teeny tiny little thing. Or yeah, that's probably the best.
I'm sure that's what they were made for, you know.
Yeah, so
stuff.
These I can see me using for cutting out swatch charts and bigger slices, you know, like if I'm cutting down paper for instance, all the little swatch cards that I make that I hang in my pencil cases and stuff. I think these scissors will be what I reach for. But I do miss these. They're lighter, they're more agile, and they're still super duper sharp. So I do think I might have to have my son buy me one of these pairs because they're really good. So yeah. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was how to keep your scissors sharp. I've heard a lot of things. I'm not going to pass on, like I've heard of cutting tinfoil as a way to sharpen your scissors, and I don't believe that. What I do have here is the Fiskars So Sharp Sharpener. This is an actual tool that you can purchase to sharpen your scissors. Now I'm not going to use them on these because they're serrated, but I do like to use them on these. In fact, we need to take them downstairs because we have like 5 of these pairs of scissors in a drawer and half of them don't cut anymore. And the way this thing works is you put the bottom blade in there and then you just cut and pull. And there's a little something right here. Let me look it up and tell you what that is that you're pulling against. Alright, so this little tool has a ceramic rod in there, and that's what you're sliding the blades against. And it has those 2 little slots so that you know it's being laid in there in the right angle, so you're sharpening your scissors in the right angle. Now it does warn not to be used with left-handed scissors. Don't use it with pinking shears. That makes sense. Pinking shears are a fabric scissor for cutting zigzags along the edge of a fabric, so that makes sense. And then it says no serrated blades, which are the Tim Holtz ones, so don't use it for serrated blades, or razor edge scissors. So this little tool is meant for just your standard basic scissors, and then I also have used it over the years on my 38-year-old scissors. So this tool here would be a good one to purchase. I think it only costs like less than $7 for this little tool, and this has lasted me decades. I've had this probably for 20 years. And it works really good. It's not going to restore your scissors to brand new, but it's going to help prolong the life of either your good scissors or your less expensive cheap scissors. So if all you have in your stash is this, and you don't have the budget to purchase a Tim Holtz scissors yet, then maybe this is what you need so that you can get your scissors as sharp as possible, performing to their optimum potential. So this is a good little tool. I'll put a link to this. It's available on Amazon in the US, and so are the 2 Tim Holtz scissors. Now I've also seen the Tim Holtz scissors at my local craft stores, so you could check there if you're curious to see them. And then you can see them in real life and see if you think your hand will fit in the handles and all that good stuff. So my first recommendation would be to go for these scissors if you're going to go for an expensive pair of scissors. This is the one I would recommend, but I'll link as much of this as possible in the video description. And I really recommend that you get a pair of scissors going in your art stash that works really good, so they're dependable, and keep everyone away from them. Protect your scissors. Thank you for joining me for this quick little essential art tool video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit a thumbs up on your way out and help me. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers and we are making progress. So if you could hit that little subscribe button, that would help me a lot. Thanks again for all of your support. We sure appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful, colorful, blissful, sharp day. Bye-bye, everyone. Are you gonna sit? Depends, she says. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, get it all organized. It's been a while since you've been up here with me. Perfect. Good girl.